Hi everyone, it's Rachel with Rachel Super Cute Creations. I hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday. I thought I would just go ahead and turn the camera on because I started to continue to work with my boho snippet pack, excuse me. So if you're coming in, just please go over to the right hand side and say hello. But these little snippet packs I do carry in my shop, and I still have them for $8 a pack, which is extremely reasonable. They've been going pretty quick, but I showed you earlier how to make a snippet with them, which is what we did before. Um, but now I want to show you how to get out some of your cardstock scraps, those cutoffs that you have, and make some embellishments. So please say hello over on the right hand side if you're in just a minute. Can everybody hear me okay? Can you give me a thumbs up if you hear me okay? I will put my Etsy shop in the link or over to the right hand side so that you have that information in case you want to check out those boho snippets. So my Etsy shop is Rachel's Cute Creation. I know that my YouTube channel is Rachel Super Cute Creations, but unfortunately someone already had that. So when I opened up my Etsy shop, I had to change it a little bit. So, but there's the link if you want to check it out. And I will also put the link in the description as well. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining. So basically, we're just going to make these little clusters, these fabric clusters. I'm using Fabri-Tac, and I'm using a stapler, just a regular old stapler today. So nothing fancy. And then we're just using some cardstock for the base because fabric is a little bit more difficult to keep. It needs a little bit of stiffness behind it. So that's why I like to use the cardstock. So we're just going to layer fabrics. And we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to have fun. So what's everybody up to on this Sunday? The weather is gorgeous here, of course. We finally have summer here in Michigan, which I'm so glad about. We've just did not start off very good here in Michigan. So on this one, I'm going to just stick with my blue tones, and I'm only going to use blues. So you can do a mix, you can do blues. The thing I like about these is you can just kind of layer and leave them. Now, what can you do with them when you're done? Well, you can add things to them. So I like to just keep them in my box. And goodness, I can't get this to. So if I wanted to later add some buttons, I could add buttons to them, which would make them really cute. If I had some ephemera, and I don't think I do have any on my desk, well, I have some circus ephemera, so we'll use one of those. But if I had paper ephemera, I could just simply add a piece of paper ephemera to the top of it. Isn't that adorable? It just really cute addition. But I like to just build. Now, the reason why I keep this back is because then if I want to put it at the top of a page and use it as a tuck, I can. It just gives me a little bit more bulk. So, as I said, this is in my shop. These are the boho snippet packs, and they're very fun to play with. There's so much fabric in those packs for $8. You guys, you will be making all kinds of things for days. I've added a lot of new things to my shop this weekend. So if you haven't checked it out, check it out. I am going to be offering a free gift with any purchase for the next, for today and tomorrow. So if you have had something in your cart, you know, go ahead and purchase it because I'm going to put a free gift. Look at how beautiful that is. And so, as I said, you know, I could just simply take something and put it right over top, and now I've got this gorgeous embellishment. And I just keep these in my in a bucket so that when I'm ready to use them, I can. Okay, so how do I start? Well, I just go to my scrap bin, and I always seem to have white cardstock cutoffs, and I just tear these. Now, it does not have to be white. It can be any cardstock you have. I just happen to have a lot of white right now. I'm going to do another blue one, and then we'll do a different color. Oh, come on. So the cool thing about all of this sari fabric is a lot of them have strings and things like that. Now, with the thinner fabrics, Fabri-Tac will come through. So you want to get a thin layer on there. That way you can just have a little bit come through. So, okay, I see Michelle's in the house. You guys, it's really hard for me to do giveaways when I do a live if I don't know who's here. So if you're here, please go over to the right-hand side and say hello so that I can say hello to you. I would greatly appreciate that. Now, some fabrics you can tear. See, this one does not tear very well. So it just depends on the fabric. If you can get it to tear, great. If you can't, well, that's fine too. Just go ahead and use your scissors. Okay, so I am going to use this, but you can see it's showing too much of the white through. So I need something different. So I'm still digging in here. And you know what? I'm going to use some of this blue netting because I know that on its own, it's not going to be enough. But if I then layer over this gorgeous sparkly blue, it's going to be great. Are we having any problems with YouTube today? I haven't been on for a while because I've been having some buffering issues. So let me know if we're having buffering issues. All right. So it does get a little sticky. So if you have a piece, especially if you have a netting fabric like I'm using right now, so if you have a piece of cardstock or something like that, just use it to kind of press down. And now we're going to add that beautiful sparkly blue over top. So I'm just going to add that. Now, you can sew these later if you want. So I'm just layering. Okay, I do need a different blue fabric, so I'm just going to look, see what I have here. I could add this bluish brown if I wanted to. Oh, I have this though. This has the dark blue and the, yeah, I kind of like that. So the other thing I love about boho is a lot of people, they don't know if they really like the boho style. And that's fine. But know that the fabrics are so silky and so beautiful that you can use them in multiple projects. So if I wanted to add this, this has sort of a masculine feel. So if you wanted to add this to a more masculine journal, it's perfect. It's not, you know, yes, I used boho fabrics, but it can be used in anything you want. We're going to do a light one here in a minute. We're going to do kind of the peaches and the golds. But I mean, if I wanted to finish this off, I could just simply add a couple buttons if I wanted to, and we could be done with it. I could stitch those on, and we could have this cute little embellishment that could go this way or this way, which is nice. Or as I said before, I could take this little giraffe, add him to the top, and look at how cute that embellishment is. And it just took a few seconds to build that. All right, so let's build a light one, something that's a little more shabby chic. because that's one of my favorite styles as well. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just tearing this. And I'm going to start with this beautiful peach. And that's going to be my base. I'm going to go ahead and add it. And I'm using just a very little bit of Fabri-Tac. Do not use too much. Did not mean to do that. Hi, Linda. How are you? Thanks for joining. So I'm just starting with a base. And this is some sari fabric. It's kind of a peach color. Doesn't really look peach here on camera, but it is. It's a beautiful peach. And then I'm going to look for light colored fabrics in here. And I don't have a ton of light colored fabrics, but we're going to dig a little here. Oh, look at this. This is beautiful. This is some gold. That'll be gorgeous on there. It's sort of a gauze material. Let's see here. And I can also dig into, I have some laces that are sitting here on my desk as well. So you know what? I'll grab the piece, even though it's not part of the boho kit. Some of the kits do have little lace pieces in it. I'm just going to cut this. And we're going to add this gorgeous lace piece here. You know what? I'm going to cut it because I want it to kind of stick up here. And we're going to add this gold. And we're going to find something else that will be absolutely beautiful. This is kind of a yellowish piece. And I can just layer and layer and layer. I mean, you guys, you can just do so much. Oh, actually, this is beautiful. This is like a goldish peach. Let's do this. It's like there's surprises in these boho kits all the time. You just keep looking and it's like, oh, I didn't see that before. Oh, here's another piece I didn't see. Look, here's a piece of gold. All right. So I'm just going to kind of put a little bit of Fabri-Tac on here to lay this first piece of mesh down. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just put a little bit of glue here on my lace. And I'm going to let that dry. And then I have this little piece of muslin here, which has been on my desk. I don't throw any fabric pieces away, in case you can't tell, because you can use them in all of these little embellishments. So look at that. Isn't that cute? And I typically try to do 4 or 5 different layers. I still really like this piece, but I think I'm going to cut this darker piece out. And I'm going to just layer this. Yeah, I love that. Okay. So we're just going to layer this. Just like this. Simple, simple, simple. Now, this can be done with any type of fabric. Boho fabric is fun, but if you have a bunch of fabric scraps, use them. Now, you can make bigger pieces. So this one I'm going to make because this would be a great tuck. So we're going to go a little bigger this time. We're going to do the burgundies. So I'm going to start with this piece. This is a brocade. And then I have some gorgeous velvet here that came in the kit. So I'm just going to cut this. all of that velvet. The other cool thing is just the textures of all the fabrics in these kits. And there's just so much texture. So I'm going to lay that in there. And the rich colors that just really come out. Okay. And this beautiful sari has this stitching on it. And I'm going to leave that stitching on because I think it's beautiful. So it's going to go ahead and go across here. And we're just continuing that layering. Where did I find all the little scraps? So Linda, I sell this in my Etsy shop. It's called my Boho Snippet Pack. They're $8 so much. All of these fabrics came from India. And I sell them in my shop, the little snippet packs, like I said, for $8. And it's really a great deal. You get an entire bag. In fact, I'll grab one so you guys can see what you actually get. And it's about, I think most people, it costs about $12 to get it shipped to you and everything. But you guys, you have so much boho scraps that you will be making all kinds of things for days. If you've been watching my videos, I've been working in the same pile of scraps for a while now. I'll grab a bag so you can see what those bags look like. Oh, well, maybe. It looks like, let's see here. Looks like I may need to make some more bags. Well, they come in these big 5x7 bags, and they're stuffed full. So I emptied it out at the beginning of the video, but there was still some. They're huge, and you'll get lots and lots of pieces. So just head on over to my shop and check them out. Look at this. This is a sari piece that has some of this gold, and I'm going to cut this little applique out. Even though it's red, I want to put this applique on here. So we'll hang on to that. I'm going to put this red right here because we want to kind of cover up this white. You're welcome, Linda. But yeah, these little scrap packs are so fun. Linda, and if you check out my channel, if you didn't see the other one, I did a video, I think it was last week, using these kits too. And each kit is a little bit different. I have lots of fabric. In fact, I'm getting ready to cut up some more fabric to make some more of these little snippet kits because they're popular and my subscribers love them as much as I do, which is good. For those of you who have tried to purchase boho fabric, you know how very expensive it is. The shipping is extremely expensive to get it here from India. So when I make my boho kits, I save all of the scraps and add them. The other thing I like to do, and I don't have any here, but sometimes I just add sequins, which is really fun. You can just add some sequins to the top. And that gives it some great texture as well. And then just know that, you know, they can stick up off of your piece. They don't have to be, you know, stay on there. They're, you know, it's fabric. So you want to give it a little bit of dimension and fun. So, you know, play with it a little bit. It doesn't have to be sticking right on top of, you know, doesn't have to stay right on the card. Let it go off. Let it have that boho effect. See, I kind of tucked up the fabric a little bit. And you can definitely, hi, Jen. Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming in. I just decided to do a impromptu video using my boho scrap kit that's in my shop right now. So checking out. As said before, any purchases that are made today, you're going to get a free gift. So I've added quite a few things in there and continuing to add more and more things. I'm also having a live sale this Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So for those of you who love my live sales, come on over because it's going to be lots of fun. So we're going to be doing that. And what's everybody else up to? Everybody's so quiet. They're just watching me and they're just quiet. Is anybody looking for anything special? I have so much stuff that I have to put in my shop and put in, do for live sale that there's always so much stuff that I never know what to do. So if you guys are looking for something special, let me know, and I'll look and see if I have it, and I can definitely, try to have that live sale for you. I did a little bit of estate sales this weekend, which is fun. So I'll have some things from the estate sales that will be in my live sale. Can't just share with you all. So this is going to be, of course, a green theme. And sometimes I just do random colors, and other times I try to do one color so that it can go into journals if I'm looking for a specific color or so on. This one has the beautiful gold painted. And you can see, I mean, there's so much fabric in this little tiny bag. It's unbelievable. We've made, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We made 5 and we haven't even made a dent into this. And this is also still the same bag that I made the snippet last week out of. So all right. This has some interesting texture to it. It was like some leaves or something like that. So I'm going to take a little bit of it and we're going to add it over here. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of pucker it up a little bit. So laces and trims, odds and ends, pieces, but smaller ones to use on embellishments. Okay, great to know, Jen. Had a hard time with boho. Color is so bold and bright. Not sure I could pull it off. I'm so used to vintage and shabby chic. I get it. And I'm a vintage and shabby chic girl too, but it's fun to sometimes use a little bit of color. And, I highly suggest you give it a try. I never thought I'd be a boho girl either, but it's fun. I'm going to add this little bit of gold here to this corner. All right, so we're going to leave that. All right, let's do a little bit longer one. Let's see here. I've really been into blue lately, and I don't know why, because I usually am a pink girl. But blue has been sort of my color the last couple of days. Maybe it's because all these beautiful blue fabrics have inspired me. I'm typically a pink and a white and a cream. I love the beading too, and the cool thing about it is the beading and all the sparkles and things that you can add to it. I mean, you could just simply take a little bit of trim and add it to it, and look at how gorgeous that is. Once these are finished, it just brings a beautiful element to it. And I love to add a little bit of sparkle, you know, taking and adding a little bit of sequence to it, and just it's just beautiful. Hi, thank you for joining from Israel. Give me just 1 second here. I got to make sure, for some reason it's saying that I'm having a low battery. Let me make sure we're all plugged in. There we go. Okay, sorry about that. And I wasn't plugged in. So, all right, so I'm just going to keep adding. The other fun thing you can do is you can add sewing elements, embroidery and things like that to these, and that makes a beautiful embellishment as well. These, not only can you use them in your junk journals, but they're really fun to use on the fronts of cards. Oops. You can just put a little art collage on the front of cards and give them to your friends, send them as birthday cards. Just very, very beautiful. This gorgeous green too, that's right here. And it has a little bit of green in this batik. So I'm going to see what this looks like if I add this here. And of course, everything is sticking to my hands because I have Fabri-Tac on it. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add that. Oh, I have a mess on the end of my Fabri-Tac. All those strings are sticking to it. All right. I'm going to go ahead and add that piece. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to add a little piece of this right over top. So there. So there's another little fabric collage. So you can just keep layering and layering and layering. And then the fun thing is you can just put, you can just take some lace if you want and add some lace to it. Or you can, you have a love-hate relationship with fabric. That's funny. If you, as I said, you can just take your little, even if I'm doing a circus theme, is great. So, I mean, I could just simply take and add this over top of it. And look, I have this little bit of fabric sticking out. Or, using our little, isn't that cute? I could also take a piece of music paper if I wanted to and add that to the top. And we could continue to layer. We can have paper and have this full embellishment. So it doesn't just have to be fabric. You can keep layering and layering and layering until you get what you desire. So if I wanted to use that and add my little guy on there, look at the difference that makes. Oh, with Fabri-Tac. I get it. Fabri-Tac can be very frustrating, but you know what? I have honestly not found any better glue for fabric. It sticks all over your fingers and makes a complete mess, but I've not found anything better and something that dries as quickly as that does. That's the thing I like about it, but it's challenging. A lot of people say that it glops up on them. In one of my other videos, I showed you this little trick. If you take a baby wipe and you kind of scrunch it up so it gets, I don't know if you can see how the wetness, and I kind of scrunch that up and I put it right over the top like that and leave it on the top because I don't like to put my, I'm not good about putting my lid on and off all the time. So if you do that and pull it off, it will not, A, pour out the top like it usually does, and B, it will not clog up. So that's a quick little tip for those of you who have that problem with Fabri-Tac like I do. And, you know, I know there's some crafters out there that are really good about putting their lids back on. I know Gal is and some other people. I'm just not good at that. So I have to improvise a little bit. And so that's how I improvise, and it works very well. So here's a beautiful piece of sari. I'm going to go ahead and add that. Yeah, I love Fabri-Tac too, but it can be a bit of a challenge sometimes for people. You set it back on top. I do too, but I have problems with sometimes it wants to come out. The Fabri-Tac wants to come out of the top sometimes. So I don't do that. I just set that on top and I don't have any problems. Now I want to add some sparkle to this one. So just gonna do that. And it's most bottle is full that you'll get that where it wants to come out the top. Um, but so we're just gonna add some shimmer sparkle to it, which is really pretty. And all right, let's see what else I can find over here in that family. Oh, this is blue, but it has those sort of purple colors in it. So I'm going to add, I don't know, do I want that there? No, I don't. I don't. All right, let me dig through here. It's kind of a red. Let's add this. This is like a kind of a piece of cotton like fabric. We still doing all right? We're not having any problems with it buffering or anything? It's showing that there's quite a few of us in here, but we're very quiet. How come everybody's so quiet tonight? Let's see. I can't really decide. This one, it has 4 pieces of fabric on it. It's plain, but I'm going to leave it because when I go to use this, I'm going to add something over the top. I'm really thinking like some music or something. Top of it, you know, then I'll add something else, but I can just continue to layer these. Hi, Shotcraft One. How are you? Thanks for joining. So yeah, so we're just building these bases, and we're just continuing to build them. Oh, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so we're just building these bases, you guys. And then the thing is you just throw them in a little bin so that when you're ready, um, you can embellish them even more. Okay, I'm going to leave this one a little bit longer because you can put it, oh my goodness, you guys, my hands. You can put it on the side of a page, or you can put it on the bottom, or you can put it on the top. So I'm going to get out this gorgeous green fabric again. We're going to start with that. I'm doing well, thank you. I'm just here showing how to use some of the boho scraps that I have in my shop, and we are making some little snippet or cluster, excuse me, not snippet, cluster embellishments, and we're making them with the boho fabrics. We're making a bunch of bases so that we can just have some embellishments for our journals. And you know what? Those of you who are coming in, if you have an Etsy shop, and I know Shawcraft One has one, if you would like to put it in to the right, go right ahead. I'm more than happy to promote shops. I love to promote you all. I think we have to promote each other and continue in this great community that we have. So please, if you have an Etsy shop, go right to the right and put your name in there. Put your shop name in. So the other thing is if you are a subscriber to my channel, I did put a reminder in about my live sale. So if you make a comment, you're going to get a special, a little card or a little name ticket into a drawing that I'm going to have that night. So please, please, please go and comment on that post so that I know you've seen it. And you'll be put in a special drawing. I'm going to be doing a drawing that night. Hi, Sherry. Thanks for joining. Yeah, these are easy peasy. You know what? It's perfectly fine if your shop is a little bit Victoria, if your shop is a little bit bare. Mine gets like that too. One of the things that takes the longest for me is just really getting the listings up, and they just sometimes just take so long. I'll be honest, that's why a lot of times I do live sales when I get a lot of stuff, because I get overwhelmed with trying to get everything up in that shop, and taking pictures and making sure you guys are getting an absolute a good idea of what the product is. But it does take a lot of time to list, you guys. It takes a lot of time for those of you that don't have Etsy shops. It is a lot of work. And this new shipping thing, I'm just going to be real honest with you. For those of you that watched me last week, I'm not playing into Etsy's game of free shipping and raise your prices. I keep my prices as low as I possibly can for you guys because I want you to be able to have great items. And so I'm not going to do free shipping because I'm not going to raise the prices, and I'm not going to force my international people, because I do sell a lot internationally, to have to pay double the price. I'm just not going to do it. Absolutely, it's illegal. I'm not sure how they're getting away with it, to be honest. And I think the more of us that just say, no, we're not going to do it, the better off we're going to be, because to me, it's an absolute crime, and I don't want to do that. And so I'm not doing it. I'm not going to tell my customers that they're getting free shipping and they're not getting free shipping. So this fabric is really like almost like an accordion. So sorry for that noise. I was trying to stretch it out a little bit before I put it on there. We're going to play a little bit with these oranges and deep yellows. So it's absolutely a sales gimmick. And what they're doing is they're basically making more money off the shop owners because they get money off of our listings. And I don't know. I'm very, very frustrated with it, like many of you out there. And um, I don't know. It makes you want to not be part of Etsy, but um, I don't know. They do get money from our shipping too. Yeah, so they're basically getting double the amount of money, and they're not doing, and they're threatening that they're not going to put our listings up, that they're going to go to the bottom of the search engine, and that's just wrong. So some of the new things though that I'm going to be getting in my shop as soon as I can um, kind of breathe, I'll definitely have some of them in my live sale, is I have some 24 karat gold replica stamps. I don't know if you guys have seen, oh darn it, that didn't stick. Hold on here. Just put a little more glue on there. I'm talking and now I can't. Sometimes I can't do two things at once. I don't know if anybody else has that problem or it's just me. All right. I agree. I totally agree. And that's where I'm at. I will be at the bottom, but you know what? All of you and continuing the support that we have in our community that we're doing online, I think will get us where we need to be. And so I have faith that we don't have to worry, that we'll be all right. And I'm just bunching this just to give it a little more texture. And so there's a beautiful orange one. So I came across their 24 karat gold pieces here. They're all sealed and they have the original stamp, the original authentication, and then they each come with a card. I have tons of these. I have one for every state in the United States. A great little ephemera piece to add in there to use. They also, I think, would be amazing. I'm really thinking about taking the gold stamp out and making like angles and things like that. They need to be backed on something because they're like a foil, like a 24 karat. It's very thin, but they're so cool. I wish we could come up with some solutions for the international price too. It's really a bummer. Shipping has gotten completely ridiculous. Just it is so out of control. Not only internationally, but not, within our own states, just to try to ship is ridiculous. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you is you could take a strip of paper and you could also make a belly band. And so in this case, I'm going to do, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to do a belly band. So let's kind of look at this idea here. So I'm just spreading glue, and I will have to work quickly because, as for those of you that use Fabri-Tac know, it dries very quickly. So I'm using the same fabric in this case but I'm going every which way because in this little pack it had quite a bit of this gorgeous batik that I just love. And so I'm just kind of going back and forth. And look at that. I've just created a belly band. And so now I could take my sewing machine and I could sew down it if I wanted to. I could simply take some lace and I could add some lace to it if I wanted to. But I've just created a base of a belly band to do lots of things too. So just another way. Oh, have a great dinner. Thanks so much for joining. Put your link in real quick before you leave, Shawcraft One. Put your link to your Etsy store in there so people can head over there if they want to. So, you know, another way to use up all of these strips. And the other piece I wanted to show you is a lot of you have asked, left comments like, how do you use your snippet? So I know a lot of you know how, but you can simply cut a piece off and then you can do whatever you want. So let's just say, you know what, we're going to use a piece of snippet on one of our collages. So I'm going to just rip my piece here. And I'm going to cover it with this gorgeous green because I have another big piece sitting here in front of me. Ooh, does not want to tear. All right, so I'm going to add that. So that's the fun thing too, is you can layer and layer and layer and layer. Okay, I'm going to just go like that. And then I'm going to take a piece of my bit and I'm going to layer it down here. And you're basically just making miniature art pieces to add into your journal. So take a piece of this beautiful turquoise. Since I had turquoise in here, I'm going to add this turquoise up here in the corner, and then we'll add another snippet piece. So there is another easy way to just embellish. And this one definitely I would put some sequins right here or some buttons. I might even take, in fact, I think I have, let me see what I have here on my embroidery. Look, I have some green thread on my embroidery right here. It's going to be hard to see, but you know what? Let's do a little bit of embroidery. Let me show you how sometimes I'll just add a little bit of embroidery to help. So when I embroider, I use 3 strands. If you want it to be a little bit thicker, use more than 3 strands. This is kind of a moss green. It's actually in my lavender and lace kit, embroidery kit that comes with a video to show you how to do some embroidery. Okay. So Sherry doesn't have a store, but she will sell her stuff. Do you have a YouTube channel, Sherry? if you don't have a store, but you have a YouTube channel, the other thing is let's subscribe. You know, let's share each other's channels and let's try to subscribe to each other's as well. So I'm just going to do a simple X on here. Oops. And it's going to be very subtle, but you'll still see it. It's still going to give it dimension. Can you see that X there? Oops. So I'm going to go over again. And if I had some white embroidery thread, or black embroidery thread, I could use that as well. But this is just another way to add some dimension and some texture. It doesn't take a lot of time. So I'm just taking and just doing some basic X stitches, which is not difficult at all. If you don't know how to embroider, this is a great way to start. So can you see those X's that I added? Now I'm going to come down here and I want to add a couple right on top of this, just to kind of tack it down. And it doesn't matter what the back's like because you're not going to see it. It's going to be if you don't like that, just put another piece of cardstock. Ooh, that's a thick spot to go through. There we go. You know, if you just really don't like that, just add another piece of cardstock to the back and cover up that stitching. So I typically just do 3 stitches. You know, there's the power of 3 in art. And so I just always kind of stick with that. All right, there we go. So I've added I don't know, it's hard to see, but I've added 3 little stitches here and 3 little stitches there. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie it off. And like I said, if I had white or black thread, that's probably what I would have used, but this is what I had on the desk, and I just wanted to show you guys another quick way to embellish quickly. The other thing you can do is you can add beads, which is really cool too. So I could just take and add, you know, 3 little beads. Let's see if I have any close by. I don't have anything crashing down. Let's see if I have anything I can put on there. I think I have anything small enough in this bin. These are all the bigger beads. Well, I could use a couple of these. So these are Swarovski crystals. That I could add. They're going to be hard to see on there. Oh, let's see if I have anything. Unfortunately, all the beads that I have right here are all for my dangles, and they're the big ones. You could use seed beads or something like that. These little beads might work. Let's see here. If I can get them off of here. Here we go. There's some Swarovski crystals. So let's see if my beading needle, I don't know if this is, I don't have a beading needle with me. Nope, that's not going to go through there. But if I had a beading needle, which I have downstairs, I could add these little beads on here. And that would be beautiful as well. Absolutely, these are great for scraps. So I hope you all had fun and you were able to, you know, just learn a little bit, enjoy watching. I appreciate everybody who supports me. I appreciate all of you who have gone and subscribed to my YouTube channel. Those of you who have purchased from me in my Etsy shop. Those of you who have just favored my Etsy shop, because that helps too. It helps get us out there. Let's continue, for all of us that have Etsy shop, let's continue to band together and not do the free shipping. For those of you that do free shipping, you know, I'm not trying to upset you. That's your choice as a shop owner. But for me, really making sure that I'm honest to my customers and that I can give my customers the best possible price. And that's not the way I can do it by giving free shipping and then saying I'm giving free shipping and then telling you actually jacking up my prices. So for those of you who are interested in these Boho scrap packs, this is how they come. You can see how much we use. This is a Boho pack. They come sealed up like this. And you get all of this fabric. We have made, out of this package alone, I have made all of these embellishments, plus I made this snippet roll last week out of the same packet. And you can see it's still just jam-packed full of fabric. So I hope that you enjoyed this little tutorial. I hope you had fun and were able to learn a few things today. I would love to see what you create. So if you want to send me an email and show me some pictures or contact me through Etsy, I would love to see what you're creating. It's definitely like a crazy quilt, Linda. I definitely agree. So what I would like to do is I'd like to draw a couple, for those of you who have watched, I'd like to draw a couple of names, and I will send out one of these little clusters that we made together today to you in the mail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a number down, and then the two people closest to the number without going over will get one of these snippets, and mail it to you. So I'm going to go ahead and write my number down. It's going to be between 1 and 15. Go ahead and put your number to the right, between 1 and 15. With two people closest without going over will get this mailed to them. So go ahead and type your number at this time, please. Jenny and Linda have their numbers in. Let's get our numbers in, everybody, between 1 and 15. Anyone else want to add to or try to get into the drawing? And if nobody else joins in, then Linda and Jen, you'll both end up getting some. Five, four, three, two, and 1. Okay. Well, Jennifer and Jen and Linda, you were the only two that decided to put it in. The number was 15. So Linda, you were the closest. So which two would you like? We'll start. I'll line them up, and I'm going to give you each two. I'll send you each two in the mail. So Linda, I'm going to let you choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops. Let's go a little higher here. So we'll start with this one is 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Linda, give me 2 numbers for you, please. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Give me 2 numbers, and I'll give you those clusters, and then I'll let Jen pick her 2 that she'd like. You still with us, Linda? Linda wants 2 and 8. So this is number 2 and 8. So Linda's going to get these 2. Jen, which 2 would you like? Linda, make sure you email me at rachelreed2014@gmail.com with your address, please. And Jen wants 5 and 6. 5 and 6, the peach and the orange, right? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Okay. These 2, right, Jen? You are welcome. You are welcome. So I will put these in the mail tomorrow for you amazing ladies, and I hope you enjoy these little snippets and you're able to use them in your journal. Make sure that you send me an email, please, right away as soon as we're done with this live. Send me an email at rachelreed2014@gmail.com, and I will, with your address, and I will get those in the mail tomorrow. Thank you everybody so much for your support, your orders. I see some of you have went over to my Etsy shop and have ordered the snippet packs. I greatly appreciate that. Those snippet packs will be going out in mail to you. I appreciate you again. Bye, everyone. Have a great Sunday. I appreciate your support. Give me a thumbs up if you like this. Over to my Etsy shop if you haven't had a chance to check it out, and have a wonderful day. Bye, everyone.